Thanks for tuning in. My name is Danny Coleman. I am running for Columbia City Council, representing Ward number 5. You can vote for me in the November 3rd election. But today I want to bring you another community spotlight, which is part of my series of highlighting the nonprofits that we have in our community so that way you know about them and you can get involved. Or if you want to start a nonprofit, you can be inspired to do the same thing yourself. Today I have with us Ms. Robyn Peery. Thank you so much for being here today. I really do appreciate it.
Hey, Danny, thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate the invitation.
And of course, thank you so much for taking time to talk to me. And I really just want to kind of quickly get out there into the world, telling people what it is that your organization does, the Boys and Girls Club, and who all you guys serve. And so I guess just kind of start off with, yeah, what's your organization do in a nutshell?
Awesome. So I'm the Chief Executive Officer at the Boys and Girls Club. I've been here, this is my 9th year now with the organization. Time has flown by, but I'm a Maury County native and love being able to serve the community that I grew up in and work with folks that I grew up with to try to make this a better place. So the Boys and Girls Club, we provide after school, before and after school, and all day youth development programs for children in grades kindergarten through 12. We serve all of the Maury County Public Schools through a great partnership with Maury County Schools. We have 14 locations, so we have 3 kind of standalone club sites that we bus kids to, and then we're basically in every other Maury County Public School after school and before school as well at some of those. We also serve Giles County, so we operate the club in Pulaski. We serve about 1,200 kids and families a year. And we focus that time around 3 priority outcome areas. All of our programs center around those 3 priority outcome areas. So the first is academic success. We want to make sure that every kid that walks through our doors graduates high school on time with a plan and the tools they need to be successful post-graduation. So that looks like tutoring. We hire certified teachers and do an intensive intervention and case management program for our kids who are struggling the most at the club. Every kid who comes to the club gets daily homework help in our Power Hour, educational software programs, all those sorts of things to build those academic success tools. For our older kids, that looks like career and job readiness, college application assistance, workforce training, mock interviews, job interview practice. Our pillar is healthy lifestyles. Maury County has a pretty high childhood obesity rate, higher than the state average. And those kids are facing a lifetime of health challenges if we can't address that. So we do nutrition education, daily physical fitness at the club, so they can, a lot of schools have had to cut physical fitness time short, especially as the demands for school and standardized testing increase. So we're trying to help make up some of that physical fitness time after school, and then also teaching them healthy habits that are going to carry them through life. And then that third pillar is victimhood. We actually work on the other 2 if we're not teaching our kids how to make smart choices, to avoid drugs and alcohol, and how to be good leaders. So we teach character and leadership development. We give all of our kids the opportunity to engage in community service through the club, so they learn the value of giving back to their community, and so those are kind of like our 3 pillars that we really focus on at the Boys and Girls Club. And then in the summers, we're open all day. So add to that, we're really helping address summer learning loss. For low income and minority families, especially, a lot of research has shown that kids lose 2 to 3 months of reading skills and math skills over the summer. And then this year you add to that what people are calling the COVID slide, and that problem is even magnified. So we work really hard on academics during the summer through our summer brain gain program. And then this year through a grant with the Haslam Foundation, we were able to bring in tutors. It's called the Tennessee Tutoring Corps, to work with our kids all summer long to help make up those 2 months of lost instruction time back at the end of last school year. So every child who attended this summer got tutoring through that program.
That's awesome. And what an incredible amount of work that, like you said it in a short period of time, but that is like a ton of work what you're saying right now. And just a quick kind of, I guess, aside, I guess, to share my opinion is, like, a lot of times, you hear people, some of their complaints might be with some of these things that get state and federal funding, like, oh, well, like, we're becoming a nanny state or whatever, or like, oh, we're just like watching people's kids for them. But I think people have forgotten about the old adage that it takes a village, and this is the village.
It absolutely does. It's hard to be a kid today, and our kids are facing more challenges than ever before and new challenges. I think at the club we serve all demographics. We're serving the entire county, from Santa Fe, Culleoka, and Hampshire to Spring Hill, Columbia, Mount Pleasant, Pulaski, and everywhere in between. So we see a lot of different needs, but the bottom line is every kid needs caring adults in their lives that are there to listen to them and encourage them and help them succeed. Our kids face cyberbullying and just so many things that didn't exist, 20 or 30 years ago. And it's just, it takes more than just parents. Kids need all the support that they can get. So we're happy to be a part of that.
You're right. So on that note, let's kind of paint a picture here real quick about what's it look like if you guys weren't here. If you guys weren't here in Maury County helping not only Maury County but Giles County as well, what would our environment, what would our community look like?
Yeah, I hate to think about that. It would definitely be a different place. And sadly, there would be a lot of kids who slip through the cracks and just don't reach their full potential. Maybe end up incarcerated, involved in drugs or gang violence, or just, not graduating high school on time and not getting a good paying job and becoming, contributing citizens of this community. For some of the kids we serve, unfortunately, the club is their safety net. It's their last hope. We do serve a significant number of kids that have gone through the foster care system or are, unofficially bouncing from home to home. Their living situation is unstable. We do serve some kids who are homeless from time to time. So for those kids, the club is it. It's that safety net. It's that one consistent force in their life. We can go to parent-teacher conferences. We can show up at schools and ask about work. We can try to connect them to other nonprofits in the community if the family needs food resources or housing. We can just try to close that gap. And I think without the club and our other awesome nonprofits in this community, there would just be too many families and children that don't reach their potential. And that is just so sad, not only for those kids, but also, for our community. It makes our whole community a better place when kids graduate high school on time, they get higher paying jobs, they buy a home, they invest in this community, they pay taxes. Our juvenile crime system isn't overwhelmed. It costs between $60,000 and $80,000 a year to incarcerate one juvenile in the U.S. for just 1 year. And sadly, about 75% of them reoffend within 3 years of release. So it is incredibly expensive to fix these problems on the back end. It's so much more cost effective to invest in our young people up front and put them on the path to success. It costs us about $2,500 a year to serve a kid at the Boys and Girls Club.
That's incredible. Yeah, that's what a number to know. Basically, a well-paying job salary, more or less, if the incarceration number that you threw out here, versus how much do you say to take care of a kid for a year?
$2,500.
$2,500. So yeah, so I could talk all day about that. What are some things that the community can do to either support you guys or engage with you?
Donate for sure. Membership fees only make up about 35% of our budget, meaning fees from parents. We basically operate on a sliding scale. So parents pay what they can afford, but the club, we fundraise to close the gap for the rest of families so that we never have to turn any child or family away. So that other slice of the pie is over $1 million a year that we've got to fundraise to take care of all 1,200 of those kids. So visit www.bgcmaury.com. Please consider making a gift to the club, but you can also sign up for our newsletter there, which will share some stories of some of those awesome kids that are benefiting from your support and also share about upcoming events. In-kind donations are great too. We've got a wish list on the website, so we always need school supplies, construction paper, glue sticks, craft supplies, all those sorts of things that you can imagine kids use, just like a school. Yeah. And then, normally I would be encouraging folks to volunteer. It's a little bit different during COVID time. Some of our school sites have pretty strict visitor policies right now, and we're sort of trying to limit visitors somewhat in the club, but hopefully one day when all this is over, I would definitely encourage folks to come in and volunteer in homework help time, read a book to a kid, share a special skill. If you know how to knit or crochet or ballet dance, whatever it is, I guarantee you I've got kids at a club site that would love to learn how to do that. So come share your talents.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Are there any events that are coming up that you want to shout out to before we close up?
We don't. We just finished our Great Futures virtual event, which was kind of our combined effort to make up for our canceled in-person events. So nothing coming up at this time, but you will see some more newsletters going out and requests for donations as we move towards the end of the year. The holiday season is definitely a big time for giving. And of course, we also try to take care of our kids at Christmas as well. So just keep this in mind as you're thinking about your end of year giving, and we really appreciate your support as we take on the challenges of 2020 and beyond.
Yes. Well, awesome. Robyn, thank you so much for what you do, for what your organization does. I'll be sure to link in the video your socials and your website so people can find you guys there and get in touch and find a way to help support you guys. Thanks so much for being on the show. I really do appreciate the show, whatever this is. I really do appreciate it, and I'll be seeing you around in the public.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Danny. Best of luck.
All right. Thank you. See ya.
All right. Bye-bye.